Hello everybody, how you doing? Well, I got some free time, so you get a video. Not seems to be much of that time anymore. I've gone all different directions, but right now we're at Taekwondo, and I'm sitting outside because I don't like to sit in there and listen to all that yelling and whatnot. But just in there, I don't know exactly what's going on. I have MRI scheduled for Tuesday, but I know where it's at now. It's in Plymouth. So they gave me a number to call. I found out where it's at. Don't know how long it'll take to find out anything. I don't know nothing. I've been very careful not to eat meat. And it's not a whole lot of fun, but that's the best I can do right now, only because that's what I heard will help. So I'm going to give it a try. If you're new to this channel, we talk about chronic illness. I have several. I always leave one out, but we got MTHFR, which is a gene mutation, which causes a lot of the other problems. I've got Graves' disease, which is caused by the mutation. I have a spinal disease, which is not caused by the mutation, but it's genetic. I got it from my daddy. I can't remember what it's called. And I've got chronic pain from the back. I didn't have chronic pain until this last surgery, and I don't know if we'll ever get past it, but we'll see. And I also have been diagnosed with early onset dementia, and I'm noticing that I'm having, everything is a big deal. Everything's a huge deal because I just can't process everything that's going on. And it's getting harder and harder to raise these boys the way they need to be raised. But I do it because it has to be done. And it causes me to have to expel a whole lot of energy that otherwise don't need, but better now than later on. So I'm going to get another one in counseling. It may be an overreaction on my part, but I don't know. It doesn't hurt. Everybody needs to go. I think they all need to go. They need to process, going through my illness and process those kind of things. On the good side, we did find out what we have to do to get a passport, and I decided I'd go ahead and get mine renewed while I was getting Aiden's. And so we got an appointment on Friday the 6th to go over and get that stuff taken care of. So hopefully we'll get that done pretty fast. I was surprised the prices have gone down now. It used to be like 120. I mean, when I first got my first one, it was like $30, and I got that in 2000 or 2001, somewhere around in there. And then for a while it was like 120 for people to get them, and so he and I can get them, both of ours, for $100, and that's with pictures and everything. So the whole kit and caboodle. And so I don't think that's too bad, because you average it out, it's just $50 a piece, so that's not much. And then I should get the other two passports, just in case I decide I get a hair in my bonnet to go somewhere, and take them. But I don't know if that's something I want to do right now. I'm not willing to take some of them across the street after I get calls from school. but got one that got kicked off the bus for a day, and he is going to he's going to walk part way. He's not walking all the way, but he's going to walk part way to school, and I'm going right behind him because there's got to be some kind of punishment for getting kicked off the bus. And I told the principal I was going to make him walk to school, and the principal's like, oh, no, I think that's too much. I just think that's too dangerous. And I said, I'll be with him. Okay. So I know that they're going to be watching to see whether or not the kid walks to school. But we live like 5 miles, 6 miles from the school. I'm not going to make him walk the whole way this time. But I am going to make him walk it's probably about a mile. Maybe a little less, to a friend's house, and then I'm going to let him get in the van. But I want him to walk in the cold, and I want him to be miserable for a while. And then I will take him the rest of the way. And then the same thing, when I pick him up, I'll drop him off the same place, and he has to walk the rest of the way home. And he's trying to tell me he can't do that because he's got a backpack. Well, too freaking bad. Well, I said, if you lived in the city, you'd be walking to school anyway. Well, that'd be different because I'd be used to it. I've always done that. And I said, oh, give me a break. And so there's no difference between you walking down there and me walking through the city to get to school. And see how much trouble we got in the morning. I don't know what time I'm going to have to leave for sure to get make sure I get him to school on time, but I don't think it'll take him very long to get down there, to tell you the truth. I hope not. So get him up early tomorrow so he can get that done. And then I got another one. He's got a Friday school tomorrow, and I'm about to get hit. Somebody's backing up in the parking space. Nope. Watch me. Don't hit me. Hang on, I gotta make sure I don't get hit. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I do. Just that. Oh, he made it. Okay. I can relax now. But the school never told me that he had a Friday school. That's just like a thing after school, I think. It's like a detention. But, so I don't even know what time it is or anything like that. He's the one that told me. He has a teacher that was letting him get away with murder. And she's one, and he had told me that he was playing her, and so she would always try to buddy up with him, and then he'd take advantage of it. And so I told her, I said, "You're being played." I told the principal to tell her she's being played because I couldn't meet with her, and keep a thumb down on him. And boy, she is. He can't look at her cross-eyed without getting sent down to the principal or getting a detention or lunch detention. And since he'd already had lunch detention, now he's got Friday school. So he can't. I might have sealed his warrant there unintentionally. I didn't mean don't let him get away with anything. But anyhow, so that one's not got me too worked up over, but it's one he poured, because this kid put an olives in a jar on his seat. Instead of putting in trash, he took the olives and dumped them on the kid's head. And so the kid had olive oil all over his head, hair, and clothes. And he tried to tell me it has nothing but olives in it, and that the kid's worse than him. And I said, then tell him. You can't just not say what's going on. Tell the whole story so everybody knows what the whole story is. But the thing is he just lies too much, and you can't believe anything he says. So, and that's what he's always been since I got him. There's just something about him, and I can't put my finger on it, but it didn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do to that kid. He doesn't care. Just doesn't care. And so, and he wants to blame everybody else for why he does what he does instead of just taking ownership of it. And so, it's like, it's not like I don't preach that all the time. You take ownership for your own actions. Don't blame somebody else for what you do. But, I don't know. So, I don't know if I've got anything to say today, to tell you the truth. You just want to say that. This may be really short. It's already 11 minutes, but I got to cut out the beginning because I always have to cut off the ends. See what else is going on. Been really, really tired. Really tired. I mean, I've needed probably close to 14 and 16 hours of sleep every day to function in the evening the way I need to. And I belong to the page for the kid. Oh, I have chronic kidney disease too. Forgot about that one. See, I told you I'd forget about it because there's always something. And that's why I'm trying not to eat meat for the new people. I need to start this over with because this is not making any sense at all. I don't think. I have to rewatch it, but I don't think it's making any sense. I'm going to publish it anyway because you follow that little circle around. But anyhow, I want to thank you all for sticking around and listening to me and trying to understand. I appreciate it. I think the people on the kidney page talk a lot about fatigue, and I'm anemic, and a lot of them are anemic, so it all might go together. I don't know. But I'm anemic, and my thyroid is way low, and so it makes sense that I'm exhausted. It makes perfect sense. But for a while there, I was doing well enough that I was able to stay up all day, and then all of a sudden I'm back to that lasted like a couple of days. I don't know what the difference was. But anyway, I was on if you're on Living Life with Lisa page, that radio broadcast that's on there, I was on that broadcast. We did that last Tuesday. So if you click on that and listen to it, I talk a little bit in there towards the end. That's on Alzheimer's Speaks Radio. I think that's the name of the website too. Alzheimer's Speaks, 2 S's. I don't know if it's .com or .org, to tell you the truth. And they've got all kinds of things on there for resources and things like that. There's some people doing some pretty amazing things. They've got memory cafes. They got people that are going to businesses and trying to make them dementia friendly, like say a restaurant where it's called a purple table, And a purple table would be where somebody with dementia would sit, or somebody with autism or things like that, where they have sensory problems. And the staff would be specially trained to deal with people that have these kind of disabilities. So I think it's kind of cool. Some of them have gotten almost whole towns to become dementia-friendly towns, which I think is incredibly cool. I would love for that to happen in my town. I just right now don't feel like I am up to the fight. I'm not up to the being activists right now. I don't know if I'll ever get back to that point again. Those things I wanted to do are feeling like they're further and further away, that I won't get them done. And it's too bad, but it's okay. I'm not losing sleep over it. I can only do what I can do, and raising these 3 boys to be good adults and good young men is much more important right now than anything else. And so that's my focus, and that will be my thing to do, because in 4 years the oldest one been in college, so they're growing up fast. And so that's what's important now, is getting these kids raised and spend time with these kids. And they don't know it, but we are going to take a trip over spring break to Arkansas, and because we used to go in the summertime, and this summer is full of activities between marching band and trips to Peru. They usually get 10 weeks, and now because of snow days, they're only getting 9 weeks. And so I don't think if they take that trip to before band camp, I don't think Aiden will have more than 3 days off the entire summer, not counting weekends. So, there's no way we can do anything as a family then. So I think we're going to do it now. I'm debating on whether to tell them or not, but my cousin's got a guest house down there, so we can stay in a house, and we'll have all the comforts of home, like internet. So that'll be good. And Randy and Aiden will get to fish and whatnot, and they'll go to shop with their Uncle Randy, and that's who my son Randy is named after, his Uncle Randy. He's got a cool car there that he said there's only 10 of them in the whole country. He built it, and his is different than anybody else's, and he lost me there. But anyway, there's 2 steering wheels, one in front, one behind, and so he's gonna let them drive with him, and he'll drive one steering wheel, and kids drive one. Kid, probably Randy, drive the other one, because Randy, he always said he wanted to be a neurosurgeon, but he loves to tinker, he loves to fix things, and buying tools, like for presents, and he loves the tools. So I think that probably he he said at one point that he wanted to be a mechanic, and I said, I think you should be. I said, you can make as much money as you do being a surgeon, and a lot less schooling and a lot less pressure. And so I don't know, it would be nice if he became a mechanic, but he wants to move down there with Uncle Randy so Uncle Randy can teach him. But he's really good. He's really sweet about it, because when I used to have my Saturn before it died, I used to work on it, and he would always come out and have me work on it. And then we got these 4-wheelers, and he works on the 4-wheelers. And so, you know, and if I need to jump something or do something to one of the cars, he's always out there helping me do that. And so he really has, and he tells people that he learned how to fix stuff from me. So I get some kind of pride in that. So hopefully he'll, I think that'd be good for him. I think that'd be right up his alley, because he's Mr. Personality. And that's the way Uncle Randy is, Mr. Personality. He's one of those that makes everybody in the room feel like they're the most important person in the room. Between people in there, and y'all think every 19 of them all feel like they're the most important person to him. And it's just an amazing ability that Uncle Randy has to them. And Randy kind of got a little bit of that. And so he could be a very successful businessman. Really successful businessman. And so I'm kind of liking that idea of him going that route, because I think that would be right up his alley. And I'm just babbling, but that's all I do anyway. But I appreciate you guys listening to me as I babble. And I'm going to test you. The color this week is green. So green in there if you made it to this part of the video. So live life to the fullest, live life with no regrets. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.